Working in retail. All right, let's talk. So, when I was in retail, my retail experience is very short lived. But I feel like even with me having just a little bit of an experience, I could probably at least tell you a little something about what I went through. So, I ended up working here about around 2019, a little bit before COVID hit. It was during the holiday season or a little bit after the holiday season. It was in that little gray area where, it was after Christmas and, after in between that New Year's. So it was like, a little bit. That's when I had started. So it was cold, and I had went from being at a warehouse job, a warehouse shipping company, to this, which I can get into that a whole nother time. If y'all interested, let me know. But yeah, so I ended up working at the retail store. I was working there overnight, which is definitely a whole different experience. Working overnight is way different than working during the day, just because for one, you encounter so much different stuff versus, it's more so like, I don't know, I would say it's more so of
The people you work with.
and it could be a potential to be a lot more chill working overnight. But whenever the sun sets, that's when the crazies come out. First day during our training, I ended up running into two people with the same name, Jerry and Jerry. That's what we're gonna call them for this story. And they were real cool. One of them was an older black guy, one of them was a younger white guy, and I was like, hey, look, whatever you would cut. Yeah, I ended up going there. We ended up going through our training together, so we was able to kind of really connect. We made jokes. It was chilling. It was cooling. So at this point, stuff's starting to look good. It looks good. We chilling. We vibing. So this is where strike one hit. It wasn't necessarily the experience, but it was just something that was a sign that I should have took, and I should have ran with it. I should have been like, oh, this ain't about to be good. It ain't about to be good. With that, we ended up just, that day we was going through the motions. We were working on shelves on this at this point, and we were moving it around. It was like, because we had to do that just so we can move the store around a little bit. That was a part of my job. So we modify certain areas. So once we had did that, we were moving one particular shelf, and it was me and somebody else. Well, I think it was the manager at the time. We were both trying to move and get the shelf back in the area. We was trying to get the shelf back in the area, and my hand ended up being too close to the corner, so I ended up cutting myself like about right here. It was like right there, but this is years ago, so it's been healed. And bro, like I thought I was fine. It was like, oh, you good, boy, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. I didn't know I wasn't up until I woke up on the floor. Bro, I passed out. That was literally the first and only time I ever passed out in my life, bro. I know that for sure. That was the first time I ever passed out. I never passed out from heat stroke. I never passed out from dehydration. None of that. I ain't passed out from nothing up until that moment, bro. I woke up. I felt so embarrassed. I should have took that as a sign, bro. That was strike one, bro. Strike two. All right, so at this point, I'm a little bit into my job already, and I done got used to it. They had me in a specific section for most of the time, which was dairy and frozen. And with that, I was the main one that worked on this section just because I knew it best. When it comes to me, whenever I do what I do, I try to excel. Hey, look, I'm just that type of dude, bro. So it don't matter if I talk to y'all, but the only two people that I really talked to was Jerry and Jerry. Other people, I had conversations here and there, but when it came to the real conversations, we were the only ones really chopping it up, and everybody knew that. So I'm in dairy and frozen, and at this point, I ended up having a lot. I had a compliment. I kept getting compliments left and right from the store manager about it. I would first hear it from my manager. He told me this first. No, not my manager, my assistant manager, because my assistant manager, he was black, and my actual manager was white. Now, when it comes to my manager, I was 95% certain that dude did not like me at all, bro. And it's crazy because I barely talked to the man, and I think he had a problem with that because he was talking to everybody else, but I did not talk to him like that. For one, he creeped me out because he looked like a homeless dude. He did not keep himself up well at all. If one, his teeth was messed up, and then on top of that, it was just like, bro, like, what is your problem? He had a problem. It was just like, he looked like the type that'll cause issues. And It seemed a little bit on the racial side, but I just chop it up and just say just because I ain't talked to him. But yeah, like one day, so I was in Dairy and Frozen, going back to the original thing. I got a whole bunch of compliments from the store manager, and she even came to me and let me know that I did a really good job, and that when I was gone, she noticed the difference. And I was only gone for maybe like a day or two because, of course, I have to take off. I'm not about to work every single day. Not only that, but sometimes this is when they wanted to put me in a different section because I was always complaining about my hands being cold because it's winter and y'all got me in the frozen section. So no matter what, bro, I'm still cold. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. But then I started to kind of chop it up, and I said, you know what? I don't even mind that much no more. I got hand warmers, so y'all can do whatever as long as y'all leave me alone, which is kind of what I said. I mean, like, I ain't really say that for real, but I was like, you know what? Hey, as long as y'all let me do what I do, then we good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Also, while I was editing, I just realized that I forgot to mention something. It took them over a week to give me the gloves and the hand warmers that I needed, which is crazy, but anyways, back to the video. We ended up going on break one day, this random day, and I was like, all right, it ain't my lunch break. We had a 15-minute break that we used to be able to do, and what the rule was, if you're going on break, anything that is done while you're about to go on break, you have to restart your timer. So my manager, he was walking with me outside taking mine. I was really uncomfortable because this dude really did make me uncomfortable. For one, he didn't know how to give me space. Two, he just wasn't the best with hygiene. He gave off like a weird vibe. Like,
If he popped up on like some EDP junk, I would not be surprised.
yeah, so he was talking to me while I was walking out, telling me, hey, whenever you get back, can you go to X, Y, and Z section to go help them out? Then whenever you're done, you can go back. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, nah, matter of fact, can you go ahead and just wrap that up within another hour and then go ahead and go to that section and help them out for the rest of the night? And I said, okay, cool. Bet. So I go to my car, I've had my break, and I get back, and he was like, hey, you're late. I said, no, I'm not. I figured he was gonna pull that. So when I started my timer, as soon as he stopped talking, I started my timer, screenshotted it. Oh, when I got back, I said, what time is it now? And he was like, it's 15 minutes after that. And I said, exactly. So I'm not late because you were talking to me about work while I was going on break. Which means by the rules, and I pulled that rule book card, by the rules, I'm supposed to start my break when you done talking about work. Like, nah. Yeah, strike two. That was strike two. Strike three. The last night of me working at this retail store was definitely interesting. My last night was like almost any other night. This time they actually had me in a different section, just to make sure that I kind of got around the store a little bit. Pause. So I could get used to the other sections. And I was working in toys this night. No Diddy. So I ended up setting stuff up, making sure it looks good, making sure stuff is in its actual place. So my manager walks up and he was like, yeah, so just, try to get this done. And I was like, all right, cool. Noted. It's the next, the assistant manager pulls up maybe about 10-15 minutes later. He was like, hey, can you go help in grocery? I was like, all right, bet. So I go over there and it's a whole bunch of people from different sections working on it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So this must be like a urgency. So I'm going to go help. I'm talking to the people. We chopping it up. Next thing you know, on the intercom, I just random, like, so this is how it went down.
Jawan, can you make sure that you go back to toys? I don't know why you left, but can you go back, please?
Taking mine, bro. I asked the assistant manager, hey, yo, let me run to the bathroom real quick. Even though I feel like that's stupid. You shouldn't have to ask to go to the dang bathroom. I get that some people abuse that, but if you really know the employee, bro, I shouldn't have to ask. So anyway, okay, so I get back to grocery, and not to mention, bro, the managers, they have walkie talkies, bro. Like, they have a means of communication, and I'm sure they got each other's phones. They gotta be on the group chat or something. So I get back to toys, and the assistant manager walks around again. He was like, what are you doing over here? You ain't supposed to be over here helping in grocery. Was you not listening to the intercom? Like, no. Go back to grocery. Like, we need help. We gotta go ahead and do it. All right, whatever, bro. So I go walk over to grocery, and then next thing you know, It was probably about 10-15 minutes. And then I'm sitting there again, I'm over here talking to them, and they noticed, they heard it. The people that was in grocery, they heard the intercom, and they know who I am. And they was like, dang, bro, like, why they on you so bad? Like, see, look, this is what we talking about. I said, I know. Like, I don't understand what their problem is, bro. I'm just here. I just do my job. I don't talk to them, so I don't get their problem. Like, it's like I talk to them when I have to, but I'm not about to sit here and be buddy with y'all, because for one, y'all act funny and I peep that. Two, like, bro, what's the point? I'm not about to sit here and kiss your butt, but we just gonna sit here and work. I'm here to work and I'm here to go. That's it. I'm here to get my bread and I'm here to leave. That's it. That's respectable. 10-15 minutes go by after we're sitting there talking and, sitting there doing a section, and then lo and behold, the manager walks up. Dude, what are you doing over here? I told you to stay in toys. Bro, for the last time, I told y'all to communicate. Y'all have walkie talkies. Bro, is that just for show? Do you not hear the intercoms, bro? Y'all are bothering me. This is harassment at this point. Like, I'm just here. You telling me to do something and I'm doing it, bro. And bro, I don't like going off on folks, bro, because I don't see a need for it. It's a waste of energy. It is a waste of time, but when you deserve it, you deserve it. All bets were off, bro. Everything was flying out. I just started going off, bro. I was like, bro, y'all don't know how to communicate. Y'all don't know how to manage. Bro, I don't need this job. I don't. I have a whole nother job, bro. And you sitting here, I'm in management at that job. And y'all don't know how to communicate. The whole point of managing is the fact that you got to know how to communicate to folks. And you manage and you communicate. And then you have to lead by example. They did none of that. And I was keeping quiet about that for a long time because it's not my place. I'm just here to get a check and go. I'm here to work, collect my check, and go home. So after all that, I said, nah, bring both of y'all, go call him and bring him here. Bring that assistant manager here right now. I need to speak to him and you at the same time. So they both came back. He came back looking like a kid that's about to get in trouble, and they knew that they were wrong. So it's just like, if you sitting here knowing that you're doing something wrong and you can clearly tell that one of your good workers is having issues with a situation, I don't know what they doing. I don't know if they sitting there blasting music or whatever the case may be, but this is being communicated via intercom. It was one time, but at the same time, bro, put two and two together. And if y'all have walkie talkies, bro, use it. Like, y'all not communicating who needs to go where, bro, that don't make sense. So with that, bro, they didn't even want to apologize, which was crazy. They were just like, okay, well, we're just gonna go ahead and just go to apparel for the rest of the night and just go ahead and finish out over there and we'll leave you alone. Y'all should have did that in the first place. Just leave me alone and let me do my job, bro. Just let me do my job. But it had to go to that for me going off on two grown adults. At this point, I was very early in my college years, so I'm like, I'm young, bro. Like, and these they pushing 30, looking 40. One of those two is like, bro, like, seriously. So I go to the apparel or whatever. They was like, yeah, go to apparel for the rest of the night. I went to apparel. I sat down and I was just chilling on my phone for the rest of the night. Cause you know what? They knew they was wrong, and that's strike 3. So after that, I ended up going home, got some sleep, bruh, best sleep of my life, because I woke up and I was like, you know what? Nah, bro. I was like, bro, I'm quitting. So I quit. I called in. I said, you know what? I ain't coming back. And that ended up being one of the best feelings that I had. Like, well, the best satisfaction when it came to quitting the job. And then after that, what I did the next day, after I had got my good sleep, I got my butt up. I went over to that retail store. I bought a TV, looked them dead in the face as I was walking out. And that's it for that story. Let me know what y'all think below. Make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you subscribe if you rock with me. With that being said, we out, my dog. See you later.